Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's workshop. Happy Friday. Hope everybody can hear me well here today. I am excited to dive into today's topic. Today's workshop, we're going to be diving into a new tool that Webbie has, which is our communities. Joining me here today is going to be Chorora, who's also on the line. Chorora, can you say hello?
Hey everyone, how's everyone doing?
I think everybody's doing well. I think the chat is live here today. Who do we have in the chat here today, Chorora?
We have Manik, Hanukkah, Lawrence, Eloise, Bienery, Ryan. We have lots of people, but apparently, Tezo's Art Network is here too. I think people are not seeing the usernames; they're just seeing anonymous in the username. So we'll have to take a look at that after.
Yeah, no worries. I can see it on my end in the chat, the name, so it might be something on it. We'll definitely check it out. But today's workshop, it's going to be a very exciting workshop today, because we're going to be talking about a brand new feature and communities, right? Chora, this is something that that all of us are a part of. If you've been inside the digital space, a community or traditional art, being around a group of people that can help and support you in your journey as an artist, as a journey as a collector, or just being a part of a network is really important. And one of the things that Webbie was missing was a community feature. And Chorora, this is something that you were telling me for a while. Do you remember you telling me like, hey, Creative, we need to get communities?
Yeah, I think like that was quite some time back. I drew out a big map for you of all the things that we must have on Webby, and here we are now.
Yeah, and this is something that I think for the last like month and a half, I'm thinking about implementing is how can we take Webbie to the next level? And we're still a very small team, very small startup. And as a founder, I got to make some smart decisions, a smart move to grow. And this is something where I felt we were comfortable doing. We were at a good state with our open calls, our functionality, our features. And we wanted to add the image generator with mix and mood board, but now we wanted to enhance it and actually add community. So this is something new that we're going to be bringing here today. Now, let's talk about some of the challenges that are currently happening within communities. Um, right now, I don't see a lot of communities like on LinkedIn. I do see a little bit of communities on Facebook. On X has been really where I've seen the most community growth side of things. What about you, Chorara?
Well, I do think that there are communities within LinkedIn for sure, but X is, I think, taking a little bit of a hit with their community functions, which the timing couldn't be better, like for us to roll this out. We had no idea this was even going to happen, but here we are, and it's just perfect timing.
Yeah, I have a X community myself. Who here is a part of an X community? Let me know in the chat, or if you're listening, are you part of an X community? I even have my own community with Webby Social. We have about like 600 users, and it's a good way to get announcements out that I've seen. I really, there's a lot of capabilities out there that currently has, and it's a really valuable tool. I also know I have some of my friends that are actually that have massive communities like Bobby Becker. I know Tezo's Art has a big community, X Space and so forth. And we saw that, and there's a huge growth, and I think there's a bigger growth inside the community. It's not just being a part of it, but what happens in a community. And there's also a lot of things that sometimes you get punished for if you are a part of the community, where like maybe you're in a big group and you're sending a lot of DMs of your artwork. Sometimes the algorithm doesn't like that, tries to tailor that back. So there's some pros and cons, but overall, I've had a really good experience with the community. So I figured, okay, how do we bring this on to Webbie? How can we enhance what we currently have? How can we embrace um, people that are leading communities, people that want to be a part of communities, people that want to be discovered, right? And still be able to have a portfolio online. And that was the big reason why we created Webbie. It wasn't supposed to be a social media platform. It's really intended to be like a professional platform for creators. And that was kind of the first version. If you guys were a part of us, part of like version beta 1 that we released a year ago, it was just supposed to be a portfolio site. Then came to be the open calls functionality and features, and then rolled out some of our other functionality and features with generative AI, analytics, AI. Now we've got a handful of tools that we currently have for our platform. Our platform has obviously two tiers. We have a free tier for people who can actually join, create a profile, submit to any open call for free, be able to have 3 posts a day. And then you've got the Webbie Plus. Those are for people that want to take it to the next level, that want to use some of our tools with our image generator or analytics, maybe get more posts a day. And those Webbie Plus users also get beta access to some of the new functionality and new features. And communities is definitely going to be one of them that's going to be for Webbie Plus. Now, since we are a small startup, we want to have enough runway to be here for as long as possible. So I have to be very strategic of how we roll things out, how we listen to users. So one of the things that we've done is created a focus group. Troy, maybe you want to talk about what is our focus group that we currently have and who is actually in our focus group.
Yeah, so we have Eloise and Binary and 34 Gallery. Significance is part of that team. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember everybody that's in it. Hanukkah is part of our team that in the focus group. But the what we're looking for is to get feedback from some of our most active users and our Webby Plus users that are like diving into all of these different features that we have and get real feedback. And I forgot Beanie Blossom. So Beanie is also part of that team. So these are some of our strongest users that are telling us like real time, this is what we need. This is what we're missing. This is what we need to improve upon. And we're listening, right? We're taking that feedback and we're implementing what artists and what our community really actually wants and needs.
Yeah, so as I'm building this out, it's not just me and Chirora and a couple of the devs putting together and just coming up with features. We're actually taking time to listen to some of the users. And I think what's really nice is the surveys. We have a survey for them. They provide us feedback. And communities itself, as we're rolling this out, a lot of some of the changes that you'll see here today is based off some of the community that they asked for and feedback, because we had certain ideas and they're like, no, 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 don't do that. Change it this way for now. And the goal is not to just say, here's communities, there it is. The goal is to continuously evolve with communities in our platform and keep adding on to it. We have some amazing curators and some amazing community leaders that are reaching out to us that actually want to be a part of it. And we actually want to listen to them to make sure that we give them a good product and make sure that their community feels like they have a home, but also a very safe environment as well too. That's something that 34 Gallery really talked about is privacy, making sure that our community members are safe. They feel like it's a good place to be a part of. And as a collector, you can create your own community and start collecting artwork, or as a community leader, you can start organizing some events, feature artists. So we're going to actually dive into all that here today. So Chura, are you ready?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So that was kind of our logic. And I want to kind of first share my screen with you guys here today to show you exactly how everything is currently looking like on our end. Let me All right. Let me know if you guys can see my screen on the background. And
Mhm.
Tezo's Art Network, hello. I do see you. I think it might be because I'm an admin. You guys might see anonymous, but we'll just go ahead and change that within our workshops. You guys are able to see everybody. But hopefully you guys can see my screen. And the first thing I want to talk about is navigation, because I had a lot of people ask me, where is communities? I don't see it. How do I get to it? What does that all entail? So if you are someone who's an artist and you want to figure out what communities are out there, how to join a community or find information about community, this is the first place that you'll have to go to is on our Webbie social site. And I'll do this through our desktop. On our left navigation, we added a new menu item. Can't see my screen. Well, hopefully you can see my screen. On the left hand side, you'll be able to see a new menu item called communities. Now, inside communities, this is important because this is where you're going to be able to see all the communities that are actually on Webbie social right now. And with our Webbie social, hold on, let me update this real quick. There we go. Now we've got the latest and greatest. within our communities, you'll be able to see all the different communities on here. You'll be able to see how many members are a part of the community, who is actually the owner of it. So you'll see their name. And communities are really set for verified Webbie Plus users to be able to create communities. So free users will not have that capability, only Webbie Plus. And that's because Webbie Plus gets the first features. We want to roll this out. We want to see actually how it actually all entails. So when you're actually here checking out communities, there's a couple things that you can do here. As you're scrolling through communities, you can go ahead and let's say that okay, I've got Ryan's here. I'm gonna leave his community real quick. I'm gonna just hit refresh real quick. If you do find a community that you do see interesting, you'll have the button that says join community. Once you select join community, it's going to kick off a pending request to the community leader. And we'll get to that in a second, how that actually looks like on his dashboard. But you can't just join a community automatically. Everything is kind of locked in by the community manager. That way the community manager can protect his community, what he wants to have, his organizations, because there's going to be other features that are going to be tied to that as well too. So if you're looking at communities, it's request or join only. The other thing is that every community is different and we respect that. And every community is going to have different guidelines and we respect that. So up here at the top right, we have something called community guidelines. Now, this is something that the community itself sets up. This isn't controlled by us. They are setting their guidelines of what they currently we're going to have in their community. What are the rules? What are they going to do? So you have an understanding what you're going to be getting into. If you click into a community, you'll be able to see a community page. So here's Chaz's art community that he has. And one of the things that you'll be able to see is how many actually members are actually on this community, right? Who is everybody in here? If you want to see who they are, you can obviously click on them and check out their profile. So as you are looking for communities, keep that in mind. Here's where you're able to see the members. And here's where you also have community announcements. So there's going to be some communities that are going to have bi-weekly meetings or schedules or even micro open calls in Webbie. So here's where you have some announcements as you move forward. Also that we've added on community pages. Who here remembers MySpace? I remember MySpace had like the top 8. And I really love that feature and I wanted it to kind of add it in here. But I was like, how can a community feature artist? So there's now a featured artist section for all community pages. So as a community, you can highlight up to 4 members as long as you want to, weekly, bi-weekly, depending on who's actually a part of it. So I'll get to that a little bit later of actually how that currently looks like. So again, from the communities page that we have, you'll be able to see the communities. You can, again, request. And if you want to leave a community as a member, you can just select leave and that will take you back out. You still can go back and request again to join the community. You still will have to go through that workflow process moving forward. So right now we've got some amazing communities that are growing. And this is something like we've seen on X before. It's like the first people to build their communities are going to start building it. Or if you're a creator, this is a great opportunity to join new communities that are spinning up, creating some new workshops. We've got marketplaces that are creating communities. We've got collectors communities that are starting to happen as well too. We have DAOs that are starting to open up as well too. So we've got One Love Art DAO that's going to be doing a lot of things within their community with galleries, open calls, communications. And this is another place that they're going to be having their communications, networking, and validating their community as you move forward. So just keep that in mind as these are being built out. Now everything here is still agile. We're going to continue building and we're going to continue trying to figure out what is going to be the best solution. So as we are going to be building, every 2 weeks or so, we're going to go back to our focus group, listen to our communities and our community leaders and asking them what's missing. You know, one of the things that we're getting is like, we want private chats. Some of the things that they're asking for is that they want private uploads, right? So we're listening and we're trying to account what that's going to look like here in the future. Chora, have I missed anything on the communities page so far?
Well, I don't know. I imagine you're going to probably go in and take a look at some of the dashboard and how that functionality works. What we did miss though is post versus community.
Yes. Oh, like on. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Perfect.
Because I
So
think that's a nice feature.
yeah, so let's actually go into a community. So I'm gonna show you guys the Creative House community. Now this is a beta test community that are out there, so this is just for demo purposes for you guys to see. So I created my my own community. It's called Creative House Community, which is right here. Now this is how it's gonna look like as a community member, or like sorry, as a community admin. So maybe that's the first thing we talk about is actually how do you turn your profile into a community type. So the thing that you would do, now this is for Webbie Plus users, is that you would go into your edit profile. Now, if you are a Webbie Plus user, when you go to creator type, you can select community. Once you select community, now your actual profile will convert into an actual community profile. Now, let's say that you're building a community, it might be overwhelming or it didn't work out and you want to go back to a different content creator type, you can go ahead and switch that. That will not break your profile at all whatsoever. Or if you go back to your regular profile and go back to community, you will not lose any of your community members or anything that you currently have set up as well too. So that is the first way to enable communities. You have to go to your profile, select creator type, and select community to kick off your actual community. Again, for Webbie Plus. Now, as a community, on a community page, couple things that you'll see. I know we talked about the announcements, we talked about feature artists and members. Now, here's the thing is that community pages now have a filter called communities. Now, this is really nice, and I think Chaz was talking about this as well, and I think Binary was talking about this, is that if you are a part of a community and you post just regularly, your post will automatically also get fed inside your community feed, right? So that way the community leader or your community can always go back to their community, select their filter, and see all the artwork that people are posting with inside that community. Sure. Is there anything that you want to hit on that? Because I know you brought that up.
Yeah, because I think this is fantastic, especially for someone like Chaz, who's a collector and who wants to go through and see what people are creating. And just, on a whim, let's say he wants to go and do some collecting and it's not an official event, but he wants to check out and see what people are creating. He's got this really fantastic tool that he can just switch it to the community profile, see what everybody's been building, go through it. And then that brings us to pinning, but we'll get to that later. And then they can pin whatever he loves, and then follow up and do some buying, or just have that engagement, right? Because as a collector, you want to, stay on top of what people are creating and have that communication, that back and forth, that engagement. And this makes it so much easier.
Yeah, so that was one of the things that we asked the focus group is that by default, did they want it to have just that community post out first? So if you're a community, I know I'm using my profile, but here's your post is going to be the first thing. So if you have announcements or videos related to your community, they're going to see that first. We did have communities first, but we switched it back. So community will be the second filter that you can actually drop down. Now this is nice for communities that do like small open calls, and you can tell everybody here, post your artwork from this date to this date, give it a certain title, so we can validate it as an open call. So more scenarios, more use cases. I know Chad's talked about buying artwork. It's a lot easier for him to see the artwork this way, as he's actually curating and looking at artwork. So I think that is a big plus for communities as well too. So you're able to see people in your community. The leader can actually see it, and it's just a dedicated feed just for your community. No longer do you have to be like on X Spaces and send messages to the DM group for everybody to see your post. Automatically, it's going to be there for you. And the other thing too, if you're a part of more communities, all those communities will also get your posts as well too. So keep that in mind. So if you're part of like 5 communities, it's going to post on your profile discovery page on all 5 of those community pages as well too. So if you're someone that wants to get your artwork seen, get discovered, or you feel like you want to get more reach, this is a great opportunity. But also too, for the community leaders and admins, make sure that you know who you're bringing into your community. Make sure it ties into your community goals and values as you move forward. Anything else I missed there, Chora?
Yeah, I'd actually just like to just talk a little bit about those little micro open calls, just for people who are curious about what that is. And what I'm thinking with what we're playing with the idea is, let's say you wanted to do, let's say it's Pixline and they want to do a little micro open call to get their magazine cover. They could have everybody post their art and just tag it for magazine cover be part of their title, so that when they're filtering through their community, they'll be able to see all of the people who put magazine cover on the art and they'll know that these are submissions.
Yep. So that so we're getting there, right? These are some of the things that we're starting to roll out, and maybe we'll modify that as we move forward, as we get into that space. So let's actually go into the community dashboard.
Actually, before you go on, we have a question from the Tezos Artist Network. They're asking if it's only one leader per community, or can we set up moderators and admins?
Great question. So right now it's just set for one admin. We are looking. We actually had this conversation yesterday. We're looking to create mods. So you have one admin, and then you'll be able to create mods. We're trying to define what those rules are for mods. Can the approve people? Can they reject people? Can they edit the featured members page? So that's something that we're currently taking a look at right now. But for right now, as we roll out our first version, it's just the content owner of this community page will have that permission. So let's actually go into the community dashboard. So every community admin is going to get a dashboard for themselves. And here's where you're going to be able to do a couple things. We'll talk about Jam in just a second, which is really exciting. But here's where you'll be able to create your community announcements. So if you have consistent announcements of what you're going to be doing, a showcase, a gallery, a space, a highlight section, here's where you're going to be able to add all the information about your community announcements that you currently have. On the left hand side, you'll have community guidelines. This is where you're going to add your guidelines that are related to your community. Just make some changes. This will obviously show up in the front of your actual community page and the community page as well. Here is going to show you all the current members that you currently have inside your community. So as you're getting requests, you'll be able to see all the different members that you currently have. At any single time that someone doesn't feel right, you can go ahead and actually just remove them from your community whenever you want. As an admin, you have that process. And then here at the bottom, here's the applicants. These are people that are actually trying to join your community. So you'll have that dashboard for you to say, okay, let me see who I want to bring in. All you have to do is just hit plus, and then all of them will be added to your actual community as well. Now, let's talk about notifications real quick. When you send a request to join a community, the admin is going to get a notification letting them know that someone is requesting to join your community. When you approve it as an admin, that person that requested is going to get a notification that they actually got into the community as well too. So we'll get that push notification across, so there's nothing that's being missed moving forward. So there you go. You've got our first version of our dashboard. This is going to be fun how it's going to look like in like 2 or 3 months as we move forward. But this is the first iteration. Very simple for you as an admin to moderate and to be able to create announcements, guidelines, and actually see your current members. Chura, what am I missing here? Did I miss anything here so far?
That they can remove people as well, and that's a really simple, straightforward function as well.
Yeah. So if you see someone that you added into community, maybe their artwork doesn't fit, or maybe it just wasn't a good fit, there's a simple button. You can just go up here and just select this, and this will remove them. That doesn't mean it's going to block them from actually joining again. They can still request again through the process. So keep that in mind as you move forward. That is before we get into the jam session, I want to get into the featured members section. So let's say that you have a pretty big community, and every week you want to highlight new artists, highlight new creators. You have the ability to go right on your page, hit edit, and then here you're going to see all the members that are currently a part of your community. And if you want to modify who you want to highlight, you can uncheck. I think you have up to 5 people, and you can just go ahead and re-enable a couple more people for you as well too. Again, it's only up to 5. Once you hit save, then this is going to change for you to highlight those people. So as you're a community leader, you want to highlight people or spotlight people, this is always going to be available for you, and everybody on the platform can always see who you're highlighting and bringing up to it as well too. So it's up to you to manage and highlight that through that process moving forward. I think we can now talk about a very exciting feature, which is now called jams. Chora, how would you explain jams?
Jams are Webbie spaces that are just awesome. It's sort of bringing your community together. It's limited to your community, so you can just engage directly with your community, hop like create a space, basically, have a conversation, bring people up, share art, talk about your latest open call, the results, whatever it is you want to do. Have a workshop and teach people. Um, it's an amazing feature that creates engagement with your community in a whole other way. So I think this is exciting.
Yeah, so I really believe as a visual community, our community, we got to be visual. And I love X Spaces, probably one of my favorite ways to work and network, but how can we take it to the next level? How can we add more engagement within communities moving forward? So we created something called the Jam. Right now, you can have up to 100 people actually speaking on stage or talking and so forth, but you can have up to thousands of people actually watching the stream. Right now, we're kind of leaving it open for people to actually you can be a free user right now and actually join a community. A free user can actually join a jam, and a free user can actually speak right now on a stage. It's probably going to change in the next 60 days as we're actually going through that iteration and we're actually testing. So keep that in mind as we are still trying to figure that out. What's going to be the cost for us as a platform? What's going to be the value, and how we're going to add new features along the way. So again, you can have up to 100 actually people speaking, sharing their screen, engaging, and you can have up to like 1,000, 5,000 people actually watching the stream live. Now, as a community host, all you need to do is select Start Jam. And I don't know how this is going to work because I'm streaming on like 3 different places. I'm going to see if it works. Oh, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. So I'm just going to turn off my camera real quick. Here's where you're actually going to be able to have your jam session, where you can, every single time you talk, you'll be able to, you'll see the thing highlight. Now you can mute, unmute. You can even share your screen. So if there's something that I actually want to share, so let's say I want to share this screen here. I can actually share my screen. I can have multiple people inside my actual chat can share screens. So right now it's only people that are host and co-host are able to actually share the screen. So keep that in mind. Host and co-host are the ones that have the capability to actually share screen. Now, as an admin host, I can add as many co-hosts as I want. So be very smart as an admin who you want to bring up, because you could have 5 or 10 different screens being shared all at once through the phase. So that's actually how we like share your screen. Here up the top left, you'll see who's actually on the stage. Here's actually how many people are actually currently watching it live. And then here's the total amount of people that have actually participated inside or watched the stream. Now, what's nice is that when a community admin kicks off a space, automatically everybody that's a part of that community is going to get a notification that community has just kicked off a jam. And then you're able to click and you're able to just join that community right then and there. So right now, it looks like I've got one person watching, one person in the cube. I can hit the stage here button and I can see who's actually on the stage. So no one is on the stage except for myself. I can hit this bottom part here where it says chat. And I'm able to see who's actually watching the stream right now. I see there's some messages. Right now you've got this chat. So I can bring this user up right now. And this user, I can make them a co-host. And then they can be in charge of bringing people up. So if you've been familiar with like spaces, like on X, you have a co-host that's one person that's speaking, one person that's kind of managing the cube. You're going to be able to do that here as well too. So you can have someone manage the chat, someone manage the queue, someone manage the live stream, the share. So kind of keep that in mind as you're bringing a post, who's actually going to come and help and support you. Not only that, is that everybody that joins the actual jam can actually write in the message. So you're going to have ability to say hello. People can write back and forth. People can have that conversation, have that chat through the entire phase of it. And then at any times you can go who's here, who's not. Another thing that we have here is, again, let's say that the host is talking about an announcement. Instead of trying to click back, you can just click this button here, and this will just show you the latest information about what that community is currently talking about, or if they have an agenda, what is the agenda that they have going on, or if you're doing like an MAA or you're highlighting an artist, you can put in all that information right here so people actually know where to click or where they have references. Other things that we currently have is our poll. This is something that when communities are jamming out and they're like, okay, when should we have our next event? You can now create polls on here. So you can do yes or no. You can have a time. And then here you can start, let's say that you guys are trying to figure out when should we have our next meeting, right? And have that option for them to be able to come in here and actually select it. 29th. And just hit launch poll. That way on the left-hand side, you're going to see the polls, and anybody that's actually in the room or part of that community can actually go ahead and just vote on that poll as well too. So if you're trying to make community decisions, or if you're asking community for feedback, this is a great way to start capturing inside polls. So if you're asking, hey, when should we do a launch? Should we do this? Should we do that? I think polls is going to be another great way to start visualizing, get some data as a community, and also have some fun to figure out what functionality could be out there for you. We also have the emoji section. So if someone is on fire, just like you've seen on X Spaces, or you want to celebrate somebody, we do have some of these emojis here as well too. So we want to create, again, that engagement within our community for people to actually see how that actually looks like and tell. And as a community host, if you are enjoying, you do have the capability of actually tipping people here on stage as well with our XP system as well too. If you want to get on camera and you want to change your background to blur or something, we do have that available for you. And this will change over time. We might even do community backgrounds. We might even do community emojis as well. Community badges is something too that we're looking at as well too, where a community can create their own badge, and based off you get it part of the membership, it automatically gets assigned to you, so you're affiliated. Badges is something that we have seen has been a great thing that a lot of community members love, is that validation. So before you go buy artwork, before you connect with somebody, you're always trying to check out their profile. Well, if you check out their profile and you see that you're part of the same community, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to make that connection moving forward. So these are some of the things that we currently have: our chat section, our room section for the admin, to bring up people, share your screen. You can have up to like 5 or 10 different screens being shared at the same time. One of the things that we're currently working on is the mobile, how it looks like on mobile. We definitely have cleaned it up, and it's still getting there as well too. You're really going to get a really nice preview on desktop, and we're still trying to continuously improve it on mobile devices. So far we're getting there, and as we get better feedback, we'll keep improving through iteration. So again, if you're doing like a workshop or you're doing an MAA, Chura, what are some use cases that you currently are seeing with Jam that we can do in Jam so far?
Actually, before we go to that, Tezos Art Network had some questions about, can you, if you take somebody up as co-host, can you turn it off again? Can you mute people's mics? These were some of the questions that were being asked.
Yes, you can approve co-hosts and you can remove co-hosts. You can also remove people as speakers as a co-host. The muting the mic thing, I don't think we have that in place right now. Like a mute all button, but that is a great suggestion as well too, where an admin can just mute everybody at the same time. So that's actually a really good feedback that we can actually start implementing it as well. So these are the things that we're trying to get feedback as we're building it out. Now, I want to be transparent. We are a small startup. This is so brand new to us building this out. This was a huge functionality and feature for us that we really believe in. we believe in live streaming. We believe in visualization as artists and creators. So we really want to make sure that we are just doubling down on that and also leading the way in building communities, but most importantly, discover. Like we are all about create, connect, and discover opportunities here on Webbie. As a community, the visualization of seeing people's artwork is something that I've been missing for a while. It's one thing of being on space talking about it, but pinning stuff, being able to visually see how they're working, or an artist maybe like putting their camera and sharing actually their behind the scenes or how they're building a software could be really, really big for us as collaborating, connecting, or taking it to the next level. So beware
Let
that.
me jump in for a second. I want to answer your question because you're asking me about use cases for the jam sessions, and you touched on some just there, but I think some of these are really important for like, like if we're wanting to do like mentorship or collaborations, this is an excellent tool for that. And it makes me think of like, when Mark did his open call and he got up and he showed everybody's art, he did his curation live, he shared that feedback with everybody. That transparency and really sharing with the community was something that was like phenomenal, and people really responded well to it because, like you said, people like to be visual. They like to know, you know, how these decisions are being made. And I think that's a great use case. Then, like you said, artist spotlights, events, or highlighting an event after an open call is done and having it
Mhm.
come back and sharing all that footage and sharing the pictures of the art and telling people the story about how the event went. That's far more engaging in this type of a format, and your community can, interact and celebrate together. So I just wanted to share some of those ideas.
Awesome. I do want to share something as well too. Is also on our community page. Maybe my body was blocking it. At the bottom here, I don't know if you see it. This is where you're able to create the polls at the bottom right. Here's where you're able to create polls. You can have, I think, one or two, and admins can actually create polls. You've got the emojis, the hearts, the tips, and the effects here at the bottom. So sorry if I was blocking that there for you. So this is a big thing for us. We've been beta testing this. We had about 15 people on stage the other day, people chatting, sharing screens. It's really exciting for us to see how communities are going to use through this, and just be patient with us. If you are a early tech adopter, this is going to be perfect for you. You're really going to shape us and give us feedback as we move forward. And we're still trying to figure out how we can um, build this out correctly. So there is a little bit of limitations that you will see over time. Like right now, spaces or jam sessions can run for an hour and then they end up closing, and you can go ahead and start it again. So make sure that you are understanding some of the time constraints to that. That way you get a really jam packed. We want these conversations to be impactful, insightful, and we'll figure out what the timing is. Even after the hour turns off, you can go ahead and restart it. Again for yourself, and then rebuild it out as you go on. But if you have like a 3 hour stream or so forth like that, you'll have to kind of restart it and move forward, and that's because of the cost. And I want to be transparent with this as a founder, as an owner. This is definitely something that costs a lot of money for us, but we are investing in our community. We're investing in our platform. So that's why for the next 60 days, we're going to let it roll for free for people that are wanting to check out the jam sessions, come up as speakers, and see if this is a good fit for you. If you do want to upgrade to a Webbie Plus user, or you want to utilize communities moving forward. I have had personal conversations with community members that are excited. They want to test it out. So we don't want to token gate this. We want to make sure that it's out there for everybody to use and be able to have fun with it, but figure out how we can shift our community to just community focus and create new outcomes for our artists, our creators that are actually, working their butts off to create a career, highlight, or, express themselves as you move forward. So that is our jam session. Still very new, still very exciting. And what's to come is going to be some fun, exciting stuff. So this is kind of our version 1 that we have. And we're, like I said, we're going to continuously continue doing more improvements. Sure. Anything else that we want to, anything else from the jam session? Any other questions that you guys have? Do we have the option
For me, I'm just going to see. There was a question here from Tezos Art Network saying they love the dark mode, but want to know if there was an option to switch to light mode.
right now? Webbie is just dark mode right now. Anybody else have any questions regarding jam sessions?
Saying appreciate the transparency from Ryan. Media encoding is no joke.
Yeah, it's definitely no joke. And that's why I want to come out here as a founder. Building in public is something that we currently do here with Webbie, with Chora and I always coming up and being present and showing you what we're trying to do, what we're trying to build, and just letting you know here's our limitations because we don't know. But we want to build it with you guys. And that's why we're really focusing with our focus group to help build this out and trying to listen to you guys. So be patient with us, test it out, check, bring your communities over here. We're seeing a huge flux of communities. I think over the last 2 weeks we've seen a massive spike within Webbie, tremendously on our open cause, but communities is something that people really want and community leaders are looking to do moving forward. I know people that are live streamers or like to share behind their artwork or how they build things or have little workshops. This is going to be big for them, and all nested into one. Building your portfolio, open call opportunities, workshops, marketplace integration, so you can connect to all your different marketplaces that you currently want, and then your other features that we'll talk about that we've got coming up within our pin feature, um, which is really exciting as well. If no one has any questions, sure. Anything else before we close out?
Um, what I would like to do is actually extend the invitation to Tezos Artist Network that they seem to have a lot of good feedback. They have an exceptionally large community. I think they should maybe consider being part of our focus group. So if that's something that they're interested in, I would really like reach out to me, message me, and we'll see if there's a way that we can include your feedback.
Yeah, all feedback is welcomed. Our focus group is really elite creators and different thought leaders in this space. So we're not taking it lightly, and we're also rewarding some of our focus group with what they currently have. So there's some reward system as we build out, and I'm trying to be as transparent as possible, but also be patient. I would love to build out all these features at once that we're currently asked for, but I want to work with this smart. We don't want to be a platform that's just going to leave in 6 months, 3 months, and just create some bullshit. I want to build something that's going to last for a long time. So I really want to be very strategic of actually how we build our features, how we communicate with our community, how we listen to our community, and actually how we're going to implement some of these new functionality and features. I do want to also give a big thank you as we're getting ready to wrap up to all our Webbie Plus users that are kind of going through this new iteration. They're getting messages, all our Webbie users as well too, as you guys are seeing us shape and trusting us with your brand and your product. I really do appreciate you guys taking a leap and seeing what we currently have. It's been about a year and a half that we have been have an open shop, and we've gone through like a baby stone building, and now we're building things into this atmosphere and this altitude. So thank you guys for being a part of our community. I'm extremely grateful for the ones that have been seeing the vision from the very beginning. Also to our partners, there's a lot of partners out there. Maybe I'll turn it over to Chorora to talk about some of our partners that we're currently working with and maybe give them some shout outs.
Yeah, well, we have some really significant ones with the One Love Art DAO and 34 Gallery. They have been with us from the start. They have been huge supporters. They're consistently bringing the open calls, engaging the artists and the communities, highlighting artists and creating opportunities for them that are absolutely phenomenal. We've had other partners that have come on. We've got right now we have Centaurus is with us. Mark or question mark has done some work with us and will do something again. So we've got really amazing community members. And what I love, oh, and Vav Vortex actually just did one with us. What I'm loving is that we have all these little bubbles of communities and we're
Mm.
getting so much cross pollination through Webbie. It's like all of these communities are coming in and they're engaging with one another and discovering one another and
Yeah.
discovering new artists. And I think this is like, when I see this happening, this is what Webby is for. And this is what we wanted is we want to have all these bubbles of communities, all these artists that are, isolated in these different areas all come together within a central place where they can have better discovery and opportunity. So it makes me so happy. And like I got feedback the other day from Joanna from Valvortex saying, wow, like we only
Mm.
submitted the open call for like a couple of weeks on Webbie and we got a phenomenal response. And the number of artists that she had never even heard of before who had these amazing artworks, it just blew her mind. And she was so pleased to have been able to tap into other bubbles and meet new artists and to bring that exposure and opportunity to new artists. So that's what we're about.
I think the big thing that we're gonna currently focus, or we've been focusing on, is really the discoverability thing. That's usually the hardest thing for artists, is to be able to get discovered. You work hard, you put your artwork out there, but actually, how do you take it to the next level? How can you get your artwork sold? How can it be displayed in a showcase, an open call? And we are continuously trying to reach out to these galleries or marketplaces to create partnerships, and they're starting to slowly come in and trust us. And just like you talked about, Vortex came in and she was just kind of blown away because her community just got exposed to a brand new set of creators, and the creators just got exposed to their community. So that cross pollination is like the omni channel for creators. So if you're an artist that wants to get discovered, be on a platform that has no noise, and also get a fair shot. I think that's something that I want to talk about, is like, we are not controlled by the algorithm. When you post, your artwork actually gets seen. We are not putting your artwork in a algorithm feed. We want to make sure that your artwork gets seen by everybody and give everybody an opportunity to be seen, to be heard, and be able to make an impact here in the future. Well, I want to say thank you guys for joining us here today. Chor, a safe round, 60 seconds. Anything else that you want to say to the community members that are listening out there that are maybe on the hesitant of joining Webbie, getting a Webbie Plus, or joining communities?
I am just grateful for everybody that shows up, that the amazing, like stunning artwork that
Mm.
comes through. I'm loving the new pin feature so that I can like, highlight all of these favorite ones. It's only going to get better. I think for anyone who has not gotten the Webby Plus, like you don't need to get Webby Plus because you want to become a community. Maybe that's not your thing, but there's so many features. Like if you're down the road, getting onto as a speaker in these spaces, that may become an important factor. But the mood board and mix and all of the stuff that we're bringing, and Webby Plus gets it first. So, and your voice is what's helping us and driving how we develop. So we really value our Webby Plus users, and we need you to make this product long term and meet the needs that everybody in this community has. So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, two things I'm going to say. The first thing, it's May, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. So make sure, as an artist or creators, you guys are actually taking some time to reset, recharge. I know this space moves pretty fast. So make sure that you do take some time to take a little bit of break, because it's really important as artists. It's Friday, so make sure you guys are unplugging, walking away from your computer, touching grass. If you guys do need a little bit of help around like mental health or kind of resetting, we do have our academy here, and we've got 2 free courses around like mental health, of like how to deal with a little bit of issue. It's not financial advice or doctor's advice, but just something that could help some of the creators out there that are kind of going through this time, or they're struggling. We do have some resources out there for you within our Webbie Academy out there. So make sure that you guys also are checking up on your friends. Make sure that you are
And I
setting.
got a plug for myself because Mindful Meditations has a full season of episodes that are out there too.
Yeah. So yeah, check out mindful meditation, but really take the time to, like I was saying, connect with your friends. If you haven't talked to somebody in a while, send them a message and say, hey, Happy Friday. Just checking up on you. How are you doing? This is a time we should always be doing this. But as a creator, as a founder, I want to implement this on my entire community. We got to start from the top and make sure that we are taking care of our communities and our friends that are out here that are across the entire world. Because our community is just not a little hollow, small space. Our community is massive. We're across 78 different countries. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Go ahead, Tora. What did you have on the mental health?
I just wanted to give a little plug that I do have the 15 episodes. The last one's coming out for this season on Monday, but we have engaging episodes for everybody to come and be a part of, just to do health, dealing with different topics, and ultimately the goal of it is hope and just do some mental health check-ins with yourself and to grow and develop. So that was all I was going to say for that. And I want to congratulate the Tezos Artist Network, who posted that they just took the first step in joining as Webbie Plus, and to look out for their community setup that's going to come on Webbie.
Awesome. Welcome to Webbie. And if you have any questions, reach out to Tora ourselves. Two other things that I want to give a shout out to an artist, the Godness. She's doing something really awesome for Mental May. Is that she's creating like an artwork for every single day, to keeping her accountable for what she's building and creating. And I think it's really awesome to see people take this step of using Webbie not only to share their artwork but a movement to supporting others. So I just want to give her a shout out of what she's building and what she's actually creating in here. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you guys for checking out our workshop. If you have any questions, reach out to Torora ourselves or reach out to our support ticket. We're here to help you as you're getting onto this new journey. And we are getting closer to mid of 2026. Our next workshop is going to be coming up in 2 weeks. We're going to be talking about our pin feature, which is really exciting. If you've heard of Pinterest or some of our functionality, we're now allowing you to pin artwork for your community. There's so many different use cases that we'll talk about this. So you definitely want to be a part of this next workshop as we move forward. Thank you guys for tuning in today. As always, stay creative, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.